Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Page of Swords. And Three of Cups. Starting with Page of Swords puts you in a pretty curious place. There can be something that you're interested in finding out about. You can be looking for answers. Page of Swords is when you are absorbent, like wanting to be a sponge for everything that you're seeing. So whether this just be in a general sense where you feel like you're pretty open right now and curious, or you have an agenda with what you're learning about or focusing on, I'm seeing you definitely be paying attention to something here, something that's going on around you. I'm seeing Three of Cups and I'm also seeing Nine of Cups here. So you can find yourself in a setting where maybe you're going to be in some type of social setting and it's going to clarify something that you want, or you realize something that you want. It can be through a conversation that you have, hanging out with somebody. Can be something going on between you and your guides. I see the Three of Cups in this deck as connecting with your guides and getting information. Okay. Nine of Cups feels like you know what you want, but then having Nine of Wands next to it can mean that there's some type of challenge or barrier that you have to work with in order to achieve that. Or it's something that's going to be potentially a tiring process, but it will be worth it to you. Page of Swords, being as open as you can, learning as much as you can, and it's not only about absorbing information, but also then applying it. So it's not just like reading the thing, it's like reading it, processing it, metaphorically speaking, maybe like literally for some of you. There's going to be the intake of things. Because it's in the feminine energy, it means like I'm open to receiving the messages, whatever I need to know, the information, the observations. I'm open to receiving those things. Then it's going to be about processing and then applying it in a way that's going to be beneficial to you. So it's not just receiving the information, but it's also then going to be utilizing that, working with that. It feels like there is an understanding that's getting closer to Nine of Cups is like learning about Nine of Cups and Page of Swords. You can be learning about what you want or learning about the right direction for yourself. Or you can be getting in touch with a dream or a vision or like a deep wish that you have. Having Nine of Wands here shows that there are going to be steps that you'll have to take. It's going to be a process. It's going to be feeling very, very challenging at times. But then 10 of Cups on the other side, it will be worth it to you. So it's like if you decide to go in this direction, it is something that will pay off, and it'll be especially fulfilling. Like it'll feel right internally for you. So this is something where you'll feel like you're connected in the way that you want to be. So you'll feel totally plugged in. Page of Swords can be you looking at something and being like, once I get enough information, I'll decide if I want to do that or not. So it feels like just gathering things right now and figuring out a direction from there by seeing what resonates with you. I do feel this Three of Cups is feeling like you're sort of on the outside though. It's like people having a conversation and you watching that. But there's stuff that you're learning from it and it's clarifying things for you. Maybe you've been split on something. I'm seeing 5 of Swords here. This can also be about a relationship. 2 of Cups. Having 5 of Swords and having 2 of Cups, you can feel like you are separated from a part of yourself. This can also be something that you're feeling with another person. Page of Swords and 2 of Cups is you learning as much as you can about yourself. For some of you, you're doing this through another person, your relationship with another person, or another thing. And it will be clarifying what you want for you. Meaning, 5 of Swords, you can be at odds with or in conflict with a part of your life, a part of yourself, and also reflective of a relationship that you have. Meaning, maybe you're looking at somebody or thinking about your relationship with somebody and being like, I really want most of all to be close with them or to be united with them. But 5 of Swords can say that's not the case right now. So it can say there's like a split between the 2 of you or a barrier between the 2 of you. Like something had gone on. 5 of Swords can be like, I wasn't willing to be vulnerable before, or I wasn't willing to work with the person before, or that other person could have been in that space with you. And there can be conflict because of that. It feels like the conflict is now coming from, I want this to come together and it's not together right now. And I'm feeling that within me. And 3 of Cups is feeling like this can be reconciled. I do get the feeling that with Page of Swords and 5 of Swords here, you're going to need to understand where this conflict is coming from, like where it derived from. So rather than just looking at something and being like, it's not how I want it to be, you can be figuring out like, what was the genesis of the conflict between you and this person, or between you with yourself? Because you can feel like at odds with yourself here as well. So you may want more than anything at this point to, for many of you, I'm seeing this has to do with a relationship. You can feel like somebody's being cold towards you, or they don't want to let you in. Or you could have had a falling out with someone. Like you could have seen from one perspective and they could have seen from another perspective, and there could have been clashing that was unresolved because of that. But then I'm seeing 3 of Cups, which feels like making up with this person. And I don't know if you're at that point yet, or if you're just realizing like, that's what I want. I want things to be good with us. I don't want to be in conflict anymore with this person. It feels like you're going from feeling split apart from this person to potentially working things out. But you're going to have to learn about the conflict first. It's like, in order to address a problem and find a solution, you have to figure out like what the problem actually is. So that's why it's important that you're in this position of the Page of Swords, because that's you being open to seeing from their perspective or where the issue was, like those things. If you're not open to opening your mind in that way, then you're not going to be able to connect with this person's energy, because you'll be like, well, this is my perspective, and they'll be like, well, this is my perspective, and then it'll stay clashing, and it's like you can't find common ground. So it's about finding that common ground and intentionally mending something so you can make up with this person, or make up with this part of yourself that you may be feeling split from. Because for those of you that this is not a relationship, and this is like your relationship with yourself, and you feel like you're in conflict with something, your ego can be telling you one thing, your higher self is telling you another thing, and it needs to be reconciled here so you can feel at one with yourself again. And for many of you, this is something that can be socially playing out, because that's an easy way for us to learn these things, these concepts. Having in the middle of this Nine of Cups and Four of Swords feels like you have a clear vision of what you want. So even if that's not happening yet, there's sort of like a plan being formulated of, this is my objective, and now I have to do these things in order to get to my objective. But you know that it's going to be worth it. Even though it can be very challenging, you can feel like it will also be worth it to you, because you will be fulfilled by this. You will feel satisfied with this. So this is something where you're like, I'm feeling in conflict with myself because there is something that's conflicting with my fulfillment or my satisfaction or my full connection here, or full embodiment of my internal alignment, or full embodiment of what feels aligned emotionally for me. And so I need to reconcile this. So this can be too, like maybe admitting where you had been rigid with something, or admitting you hadn't been open to the other person's perspective, or that you weren't willing to be vulnerable, or that you weren't willing to admit that you were like maybe not completely right, or maybe that it doesn't have to be about who's right or who's wrong, but that maybe you guys just have two different perspectives. It can be like lots of different things like that, all working these things out. Part of this could have also been at a space. Hold on. Rewind for a second. You may have not been totally clear on what you wanted before, and it was easier for you to maybe stay stuck in a state of thinking that helped create a divide between you and this person, or you and yourself. But now you can be looking at things and being like, at what cost though? Like I can stand here and be like, I was right, or my way was the best way, or you were wrong, or whatever, or you shouldn't have done that, whatever it is, or I'm righteous for being in that space. But you can feel like it's at the cost of your happiness, or it's at the cost of your inner peace. And getting to a space now where you're clearly seeing that, like that's more than I can afford. And I want to reconcile with this person. I want things to be good. Or I want to reconcile with this part of myself. I want things to feel enmeshed the way that it's supposed to be. I want to feel integrated in a way that feels at odds currently. You have to learn about the conflict, be willing to change, be willing to be open to see from another perspective. Once you get further back, you'll see that it's all under one umbrella rather than being split off from one another, but you have to get like high enough to see that. It does look very much like your intention and your deepest desire is to reconcile with either this person or this part of your energy. Well, this part of your energy and or this person, because some of you, another person doesn't have to be involved. You know what you want. You're seeing that clearly too. So it's not like, I think that I want this, and then you're going to like make up with this person and then be like still feeling empty. It's not that. Seeing the Ten of Cups shows like this is legitimately something that is a right move for you, and you're accurately assessing this, and you're accurately understanding, and you're accurately perceiving that you are mentally at conflict with something emotionally within you. And that you're going to have to reconcile these energies to feel at peace in this area of your life. And also to like you're where you want to be. And connected in the way that you want to be connected. Judgment is going to liberate you. I'm definitely seeing this is going to be you having moved through a process where you really had to dissect it, to understand it, to take it apart. And then you are going to be liberated from the chains of this that were a barrier. This feels very cut and dry for the most part. I think that's about everything here. You know what you want. It will be something that you will enjoy and cherish, and this is in alignment. So you're definitely right on with that. So if that was part of the question too, if you were like, am I thinking that I want this, but then I'll move in that direction and then I'll be like, why did I do this? It's not like this. What I'm seeing is that you're in a very clear space. You're seeing things clearly. I'm seeing your third eye be like totally cleared. So that means that you're properly assessing things. And you're in a level space to be making judgments about your state of being and accurately assess. This is definitely the way to go. And it's going to be allowing you to dissolve this barrier that has you currently or had been feeling at odds with yourself and potentially at odds with this person. I feel like you're going to be talking to them. Like there's something here about having a conversation and being like very thoughtful and listening and very present. And that you're gonna see that, you know, sometimes you have a situation with someone and you guys are just in two totally different spaces and you're not compatible. This situation will be the opposite of that, where if you can really hear what this person is saying to you, when you guys like talk and when you guys connect, you'll see that you guys are actually super, super compatible. Like Two of Cups is like absolutely compatible with one another. Make sure that you are honest, mindful of this person's feelings too, like a kindness, holding space for them. And the other thing is that this may have come, like you may have gotten into this situation with this person when you were going through something where you were actually at odds with yourself, and then it ended up manifesting within your relationship. So getting to the bottom of that is going to be really important, because it could have been something that you were doing where you were like, this actually, I don't feel happy with this. But then there could have been a part of you that was having a hard time reconciling that. Like that means something's gonna have to change, or that I need to admit this to myself, whatever it was for you. And if you get vulnerable with this person and you are totally honest with them, which it's gonna start with you and yourself in order to carry that light into your relationship with this person, you will see that they are in an absolutely compatible space with you. So that's why it will feel fulfilling, because you guys actually fit perfectly together with one another. In this moment of the reading. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. There are no major arcanas, so I'm not seeing a sign in particular. I want to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.